What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and what I tell you, I knew it. I knew that Netmarble was going to post something right after I posted my video. And sure enough, they did, and it has something to do with regarding this guy right here and someone else that's also pretty special. I'm actually very stoked for the news that we are getting. So let us talk about it. Let's bring this up. So we have a few things in the forums that we can actually talk about here a little bit, guys. So we have, hi there, this is Sam Yuri, blah, blah, blah. We got a little maintenance schedule here, guys, for a brief time period right here. You're looking at what, 4 hours of downtime, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But look at this. We have a new series in story mode. That means rubies, my friends. That means rubies. King of Fighter 2002, unnamed poem. Very cool. The new series will open up once you clear the last stage of 2001 in normal mode. That is dope, my friends. Lots of rubies, and this couldn't come at a better time, believe you me. And new fighters. So we knew that BS fighters were coming, but who are they? Well, you already know from the thumbnail, right? But still, we have Volume 5 BS Fighters. I'm getting a little tongue twisted because I'm pretty excited. And then we have addition of new imprint stones. Of course, always with new BS Fighters, we're going to have new imprint stones. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do with these imprint stones. I mean, are they going to be the same old, critical damage or increased active skill, decreased damage speed? Or are we going to have something unique and different, which is something that I personally would like to see, or increase the blast or strike like they normally do. And then we have Season 6 Chapter of Fight open, which is really great. That means we're going to be able to get some daily rubies, 100 extra rubies a day, which is awesome. It's really easy at the very beginning of a season, especially for a free-to-play account. And then we got new events. We got a Rush Dungeon, which means more rubies every day, probably a good 100 rubies every single day. We got a Cheer event, which is something new. We got a New Year's Greeting Login bonus, which we always love. We got a new Roulette. We got a Challenge Dungeon. This is going to be a new thing as well. We got a new Time Attack, which is pretty interesting. And we have a BS event Codex and KOF Battle Pass. Hopefully the Battle Pass is actually really good. Now, who are the BS fighters? Well, as I said earlier, you guys already know. You know who they are, right? You know who they are. We're just going to scroll down here because we already can see them. Is that what I think it is? Are those who I think they are? Dark Ash? Nameless? BS? What? BS Nameless and BS Ash. What? So this here was highly anticipated. A lot of people pretty much figured that he was going to be coming, and especially when you see the 2002 story mode, you pretty much knew it. But Dark Ash, that surprised the hell out of me. I was like, what? What? This is awesome. Spiral of Blood. You just got to love that name. This is sick, my friends. So he's a yellow attack, and Nameless is a green defensive fighter. And as we know from past collaborations, past banners, it doesn't matter if characters are defense or attack. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Some characters, just because of the buffs they have in their kits, they're just stronger. They're just stronger than every other character. Leona's godly for a defensive character, just over the top as far as their damage. So it doesn't matter if they're balanced or defense or attack. I always feel like I need to say that because there's always going to be somebody that's going to comment, well, they should have been attack. It's like, well, yeah, but I mean, if their damage is still stronger than what the other attack character would have been or is, aren't you still going to be happy with that? I mean, personally, I am. This is exciting, guys. This is really exciting. I mean, this is something that's been, these two, personally, I've been asking for these guys for a long time. I've mentioned Dark Ash before in other videos, and Nameless is pretty much a given for most players. And then we have a new memory exchange, which, if you have BS memories and your character's already at A5, you could always, I guess, do this if you want to try to get some BS memories, but if you're pulling in this banner, more than likely, you're not going to have any memories. This is really more of a whale thing. Then we have new battle cards. The artwork is absolutely beautiful on these things. It'll be very interesting to see what kind of effects we're going to have. And then we have the new 3PGs, which is going to give the same thing what our past two banners did give us, which was extra attack on one card, 4.5% active skill damage on another, and then 6% critical damage on another, which is awesome. And we have two fest sets, which is pretty sick. This is probably, oh no, I'm sorry, this is option cards. I said fest set. This is option cards right here. These are his 3PGs, and this is the option card. And this is the fest set. Freaking dope. And we got another fest set here on the bottom as well, which is pretty lit. More than likely, we'll probably get one of the fest sets. Yeah. We're going to get this set here from the Rush Dungeon, and this set here is actually going to be from our pulls Very, very cool artwork. You see Nameless with the little lady right there. Nice, nice, nice. This is interesting, you know, falling down together. That's pretty cool. And then you got, I mean, come on now, Angel. Come on now. Come on now. I know there's a lot of fans of that character, so this would be interesting to see what kind of effects we have. I mean, we saw what we got with the Shizuru cards. Those things were pretty damn OP, so I'm interested to see what we're going to get here. This is nice. It's just going to be one banner, so that's actually really good. We don't have to choose between two different banners. It's only Dark Ash and Nameless, which is great. And, I mean, I might have grazed over some things, guys. I mean, there's a lot to actually talk about in this. But, you know, we got the Volume 5 Imprint Stones, Rush Dungeon, Cheer Event. And then here's the Login Event. We're going to get some more Gold Hammers, which is always really good. And then some other little things. We have a Challenge Dungeon, 2 Souls. We got a new Time Attack, BS Fighter Time Attack, which is pretty much exclusive to the 2 new characters in the banner. We got the Battle Pass, and then the new chapter season, and then, you know, all these little deals here that you can go out and buy, which we don't really care about. They did fix issues where BS Chrysalis Blast type, his 3rd skill, effects are stacked on the system. That's all good and dandy, Netmarble, but that isn't all the issues that Chrysalis has. His 2nd skill is bugged. It doesn't land hits on the target if you're spamming really fast. If this happened to me on my Samsung device, it happened to me on my Android device, I'm sorry, on my iPhone, and it happened to me on my emulator. It happened on all 3 different devices. So it is a bug that should be fixed. He'd be way better if it was, so it's good to see that they've addressed something on him, but they need to address that damn 2nd skill. That thing is still bugged. And then we get into some more information. So you got the event schedule, and you know how to participate. You guys can read through all this if you want. Event details. The dungeon is composed of 3 stages. This is something that's pretty typical when it comes to Rush Dungeons. We have the event tip. And this is just, you know, letting us know that we have certain fighters and certain cards, so we're going to get more coins in the Rush Dungeon. Be easier to farm whatever's in the Rush Dungeon exchange shop. And then, yeah, we already know all this. And then we go down here and we got something a little bit new here, which is this event, the cheer for Nakaruru and Hotaru's New Year's Wish. This is going to be interesting. This is something new, and I'm actually really glad to see it. I like to see some new things. Evidently, you know, whoever the winning side is going to be able to get certain rewards out of this thing. I don't really know what the rewards are. You're going to earn a certain amount of points, especially the more that your team is, the better that your team is actually doing. So it remains to be seen how that's going to be, but I do like that Netmarble is trying to do different things. I think that's really good for the game, because when you do the same thing over and over and over, games become stale. They become boring. So it's actually really nice to see some new things, and free rewards is always a good thing. Rewards, individual point reward, I mean, they don't really say what the rewards are. No, I don't really see anything. I am kind of skimming over this pretty quick, but I don't really see anything here. And then we have New Year's greeting log and bonus. Of course, we already saw that, and we have a new roulette. Roulettes are always good. I mean, this is going to be nice to be able to get some extra AP, some soul dust for players, some gold, some tickets, souls. I mean, it's fine. You know, it's fine, right? It's easy. You're going to be able to get roulette tickets every single day in your mailbox. You can also get roulette tickets from watching ads and the roulette ticket event. You can also get roulette tickets by clearing the last stage or chapter of the Countdown to Hope Rush Dungeon. So that's another way you're going to be able to get roulette tickets. And you can also obtain New Year roulette tickets as a level clear reward in the 2 Souls Challenge Dungeon. Nice, nice. And then after that, you can use your rubies, which is never something I'd recommend. And then roulette reward information. I mean, you know, you can earn, you know, gold, pouch, AP, blah, blah, blah. Bingo. We already know this. Crafting. You can use the 2022 New Year coin as material in the event craft to craft various items. And we'll see what we can craft after the actual update, because, I mean, it says you can check out the list of items available for crafting for the materials required in the craft tab of the game, which we don't know yet. And then we have another new little thing. Well, not really new, but new for BS characters, is the Challenge Dungeon 2 Souls. And this is just like what we've had before with a DOA 6 collaboration, with a Guilty Gear collaboration, where you're going to need these certain characters more than likely to be able to play. I mean, you can enter the challenge if you have, yes, BS Ash, Crazed by the Spiral of Blood, or BS Nameless. So you gotta have either one of these 2 characters to be able to play this and get probably, you know, some rubies, some other little good rewards from this thing. I always like these things because it does give a little bit more incentive to do your pulls. It's also a little way for Netmarble to bait us into going for these characters, but I really don't think anybody's going to have a problem going for Nameless and Ash. These are 2 very popular characters and very beloved characters from the franchise, so I don't think it's really going to be an issue as far as people pulling for them. And then we have fighter formation requirement, blah, 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 blah. You can only use Crystal, or you can only use Ash and Nameless, which we already know. Time limit by level. Each level has a different time limit, and the higher you go in level, the shorter time limit you will have to clear the level. Then we have a new time attack where you can actually use Ash and Nameless again. So they're really centering this update around Ash and Nameless. Like, I mean, we got so much. You know, we got the Rush Dungeon, we got this 2 souls, we have a new time attack. All this is centered around these characters. So they are the spotlight, which is pretty cool. I really like that they're doing that with these characters. They're showing them a lot of love. And we know that Netmarble values BS characters amongst all other characters. They just do. They just do, man. I mean, believe me, the BS characters just, it's so hard to get BS memories for these guys. It's not even funny. It's a lot easier to level up SS characters, and they're still pretty difficult. But BS characters, man, they're just so stingy with the resources to be able to level these guys up. The Time Attack Challenge event will be open every day during the event period, which is pretty cool. We'll see what kind of rewards we can actually get from this. More than likely, some rubies, I would imagine. Be nice if they gave us a little extra rubies, but we'll see how difficult it is. And more than likely, you're going to have your character leveled up. Just like on the weekends in Time Attack, you're going to need your character leveled up a little bit to be able to do enough damage to finish it within a certain time limit to get the most rewards. And then we have BS Event Codex right here. We got this here, just like what they did with the Guilty Gear collaboration. And this is where you're actually going to get your BS stones. So as you level up your character, I mean, obviously when you get them to 1 star awakened, you'll get this BS stone. 2 star, you'll get this stone. 3 star, you'll get this stone, and so on and so on and so on. And then, I mean, it's pretty much just a bunch of things that we're not really too concerned about. I mean, obviously there's these little deals right in here for the KOF Pass. So the $5 one here, you're going to be able to get 400 rubies, 1600 AP. You're going to be able to get some elemental souls. And you're also going to be able to get some summon tokens, which is pretty nice. That's not too shabby. We'll talk a little bit more about that in another video. And then you have the, you know, probably the $50 package, more or less, where you get 5,000 rubies. And Fest Fighter Selector, Fest Memory Selector. I was hoping to see a BS Memory Selector in here. However, I don't. I do see the KOF All-Star Fighter Summon Ticket, Summon by 10, Token 5, which is pretty nice, but I really wish they would have had a BS Memory Selector in there, or just a regular random BS Memory that can level up any BS character. I really wish they would have done that in this pass. It would have made it a lot more enticing for players, and I think it would have incentivized them a lot more to want to purchase this thing. Because these Fest Fighter Selectors and Fest Fighter Memory Selectors, I mean, that's all good and dandy for newer players, players that don't have a lot of characters leveled up. But for veterans like me, when we see stuff like this, we're just like, man, it's really just a waste for us, because we already have our characters at A5. They're already leveled up for the most part, and we just don't need it. And then we scroll down a little bit here, and you play Chapter Fight 1 time, you get some 2 hammers. Yeah, we already know this. You get 100 rubies. And that pretty much covers it for the most part. So, I mean, you know, this is exciting, guys. I mean, this is exciting. I mean, these 2 behemoths are coming to our game, right? This is wild, wild news. I'm very, very interested to see what they're going to do with these characters. And honestly, what these 3 PGs are actually going to be like. I mean, these look pretty damn OP, so it remains to be seen what kind of effect we're going to have. I'm hoping that this option card is actually going to have something different than what we've been seeing. We've been seeing a lot of the same things over and over and over, and I'd like to see some kind of a different effect, something else instead of the same old that we've been getting. But this is super exciting, guys. Honestly, man, Nameless and Ash, I mean, we called it when it come to Nameless, but Ash was a big surprise, I think, definitely for me, and I think for a lot of other players, but a very welcome surprise. So let me know how y'all feeling about everything that you saw today. Let me know how excited you are for BS Ash and BS Nameless, man. That is freaking sick. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.